Hello, how are you today? It's Lisa Eklund from the Mindful Equestrian. I do equestrian performance coaching and help riders work on their technique and position, but as well as their mindset and connecting to their horses and creating, listening to their horses and creating that conversation back and forth. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's very common. I know it even happens with me sometimes, is that it's so easy to get afraid to do things and be afraid that you're going to make a mistake. So if I don't take this chance and try something new, then I'll be safe and I won't make a mistake. Or if you're riding and you make a mistake, getting very frustrated and getting very upset with yourself, and then your mind kind of starts going down that path of frustration and worry and, oh my gosh, judging yourself and everything else. Around the mistake, that you create more tension, your horse reads that tension, the more mistakes happen, and it just becomes a snowball effect. And you don't stop and take that time to actually learn and grow from the mistakes. So it's really important to learn to embrace mistakes, embrace the possibility of mistakes, because the only way we can go forward and get better is by trying things out, testing them, see what works, see what doesn't, being curious about why something works and why something doesn't work, being curious about, oh, my horse reacted this way, that didn't go so well. So why is that? And learning from those mistakes instead of getting caught up in them and discouraged and disappointed and frustrated and fill in the blanks, right? Because, we all have been there. And I know it can happen to me pretty easily as well. And I have to remind myself as I'm going down that path to pause and say, wait a minute, you're going down this storytelling path about this mistake and all that. What's my opportunity right now? What can I learn? So you can really apply this to any part of your life, right? I even do it with certainly do it a lot with my business. And even running something as simple as doing a Facebook Live, and maybe something goes wrong or I don't love something, and then I can get discouraged and think, oh, all these stories. But if I stop and go, okay, well, that didn't work. What can I learn from it? Then I can do better the next time. And that's the same thing with you and your riding. You are riding your horse, you make a mistake, things don't go so well. Take a moment to pause. If you need a moment, sometimes you just stop. And, if you have that opportunity to do it, stop and just take a breath and think, okay, let's regroup. What can I learn from this and move forward? Even if you're on course at a horse show and you can't necessarily stop, you can pause a little bit, take that breath on course. Say you're jumping a course or you're riding in a flat class or you're doing a dressage test and the mistakes happen. You can train yourself to all right, the mistake happened, pause, take a breath. What's going on? Recognize what your horse needs from you, what happened, what you need to do to keep the mistakes from snowballing, and then move forward from there. So you can also practice because to back up a little bit, we get ourselves wired to being perfectionists and thinking that mistakes are bad and stuff. And it's just the way our brains get wired, and we can change that. It's a limiting belief. So you can practice at home, in simple situations of, even off the horse. Oh, I made a mistake. Pause, take a breath, realize it's not a big deal. Try to rewire that. Look at the benefit of what you can learn from the mistake, how you can improve and grow from it. And then as you practice that in smaller things, simpler things, even off the horse, then you can start rewiring your brain a little bit so that perfectionism isn't so important, and you see the benefit of the mistakes. Then you can bring that to your riding, and you can do it in simple places in your riding. And then bring that to the horse shows. So when there's a little more pressure and you don't have as much time to pause and do that, you can then bring that to the horse show. So it's a practice that you need to say, oh, I've got this behavior that I do, wired in me, that I judge myself when I make mistakes. I really feel I need to do things perfectly. And all it is something you've learned to do, from others, from society, from family, friends. Often it's modeled to you with the best of intentions, because everyone wants you to do well. You think you're supposed to do well. You're striving to, for whatever reason. And it's just gotten a rut in your brain is and wiring is that's where it goes when you make a mistake. Judgment all immediately happens. You feel bad, feel like you aren't good enough, whatever your feelings may be. And that can be rewired. And it takes time, but just pausing, looking at the benefits of learning from mistakes and growing from there. And just think about and I'm sure you've heard this before, all the wonderful inventions and discoveries and things that have happened in history happen through people making mistakes first and learning from them and then trying something new and trying something better. And sometimes they just had great discoveries in their mistakes. So you may make a mistake and go, oh, I didn't plan on doing that, but that actually worked out well for another purpose or for another reason. So just really embrace mistakes. Don't beat yourself up for them. They're there for us to learn. They're there for us to grow. Even as I say this myself, it helps me to say it out loud, right? To say to myself, yeah, the mistakes are here for me to learn and grow. And the more I say that and the more I believe that and the more I can rewire my brain for that, the easier it will be for me to learn from my mistakes. And the same with you. And to shift from those times of getting frazzled because your mind gets snowballed and balling into, oh, I made a mistake, say when you're writing it, now I made another mistake and another mistake and another mistake and another mistake. And another way to help you focus on learning from mistakes is the brain has a negative bias, and it remembers mistakes and things because that helps to protect us, right? So say, I use this example a lot. You're riding over a course of jumps, and I'll ask a rider, what was your favorite jump? And the first thing, they could have 7 wonderful jumps and one not so good one. And the first thing they'll want to tell me is about the one that didn't go well. That's how your brain is wired. So one way to think about that, and this is what I ask riders to do, what's your most favorite part of a ride? What went the best? And even if it didn't wasn't great at all, what went the best? So that you can focus on that and then use that mindset of, oh, this went well, and then develop curiosity. That went well. And now I know why that went well. Let me get more curious about what didn't go so well and apply what I learned from what went well to changing what didn't go well. So you look at it, the mistakes through a more positive lens, and with a mind of, okay, curiosity and how can I fix this? It's like, okay, the mistake happened. How can I fix it? So anyway, I just wanted to share that a little bit, and I want you to think about going forward, and show season right now for a lot of you, and really, and it's today when I'm recording or doing this, it's a Friday, so many of you may be off to horse shows this weekend. So think about, how can I approach my riding at the shows this weekend with really an open mind of learning from what goes wrong, learning from what goes well, and improving that way, and not beating myself up. And even if you're not going to a horse show, whatever next time you ride or whatever you're doing, embrace it with curiosity and wanting to learn from things and wanting to grow from the discovery through making mistakes and all that. So it is Friday. So whenever you listen to this, have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, whatever, whenever it may be that you listen to this. If you want more help with your riding, please contact me about setting up a clinic or one-on-one coaching, or I will be doing soon. I'm just in the process of starting this. Got it approved through my insurance company. All that business stuff that you have to do is starting virtual coaching. So working on getting that set up so that it runs smoothly before I really offer it. But you can contact me about that. And I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to be able to help more people. And I will be doing some new group programs soon too. So keep listening to hear more about that, and have a wonderful day. And remember to embrace those mistakes.